1017, Gucci man. He cut everybody off the label except for Fujiano and Pooh Shiesty. But yeah, here's the list of the roster right here. Let me see. Um, Here's the roster. Big Fizzle. Have you heard of Big Fizzle?
Yeah.
Big Scar passed away.
hmm
Um, I think 2023. Big Walk Dog. I haven't heard of Big Walk Dog.
I've heard of Walk Dog.
Bresden. He's from Chattanooga.
I've heard of Bresden.
Fujiano. Hot Boy West is on the label.
I've never heard of Hot Boy West, I don't think.
Me neither. I haven't heard of him. Kato 2X. You ever heard of Kato?
I don't think so.
I think it's called Lil Rye. Lil Rye. And then
I
Lil.
think for that one.
What about Lil
Oh,
Zay?
how is that spelled?
Li and then Rye.
Yeah, I've seen that name before on multiple places.
Mac Critter. Mac. Is that the
No,
guy?
I've
You
heard
ever
of
heard of
Matt
Mac
Critter.
Critter?
So,
And then
that's Matt Critter.
F2O, Set, and then TLE, Cinco. It's all the artists that is on the label based on his website. Um, but yeah, we were,
Critter.
we were talking about it. Like, I mean, what do you think about him doing this? Like, what do you think was the reason behind it, or what? Because that's a lot of he invested in. That's a lot of people to invest in to just what I'm saying. Maybe he can count it as a loss for taxes. Going into the new year, he can write all that off. Like,
I think it is cutting your losses and starting over, rebranding. Maybe he takes a step back and does something other than music. Maybe he pushes the label into clothing, or you know what I'm saying? Maybe he uses what he has for something else because it's not it I respect it honestly, especially with the two last artists with the two deaths dealing with drugs and stuff. Come on, what are you perpetuating? You know what I'm saying? The next artist to get signed and rap about drugs and then crash out. At that point, you're gonna blame Gucci, right?
exactly. And you know what I'm saying? Like, he probably don't have that much to do with it. He probably he's really probably hands off. Like, you know what I'm saying?
A minute ago about the other dude that was talking, he said that he got signed for 100K, and that 100K, how fast that was gone. Like, you got to think about it. That shit ain't. These is kids. He
Right.
walking with good money, with life changing money. But when you get life changing money,
You got life
you
changing
got
taxes.
you got to change your life. When you get life changing money, you got to change your life. And
But I don't think people understand that when that 100K is given to you, you have 60K. Like Uncle Sam, and that's probably, you know what I'm saying. Me playing it safe, like you probably can have less than that. Uncle Sam gonna snatch that up. Like he needs need his cut, and we're not even talking about lawyers. We're not talking about managers. We're not talking about the chain you have to buy. You know what I'm saying?
we're not talking about that first that first
impulse.
that first repair bill on that car that you bought. That's a quarter of the car that you bought. You see what I'm saying? We're not talking about that first real time you step in and up your wardrobe. Like, you can't, if you on that level and you take that advance and do with it what is expected, and then, you know what I'm saying? That is an investment, but that's a tough one. You don't see it back instantly.
You know,
Like,
mm-mm.
you go all in Neiman's, drop 20 in Neiman's. That does not mean that you're gonna have 20K worth of events to go to. You see what I'm saying? 20K worth of shows booked. If you got 20K worth of shows booked, then it makes sense to go drop it in Neiman's so that you.
Even then, like, if you're investing 20K into your rapper starter pack, at what point are you wearing the same? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to be wearing the same thing. You know what I'm saying? You got five. You got two total. You probably got three outfits. Not that's you can buy a lot with 20K. I'm not gonna say you only could get three outfits, but you know niggas going.
Jordan, you could do that. You could do that. But then like I don't know, you got to an extent you can't like you have to go get this season's this and that
To keep
if you're doing that. If you're doing that. A lot of people can rock a throwback jersey, you know what I'm saying, and still show up to the same event and still collect the same paycheck, still being clean. Like, you see what I'm saying? But it's not an easy game to play. And that the I think the whole get a record deal or just the idea of do this, get the credibility in the streets, get the record deal.
it's hard to maintain.
Now, so the whole process is wrong. He wasn't signing no just lyrical. He wasn't signing no J. Cole's to 1017. He wasn't signing no Kendrick's to 1017. He wasn't even signing no Starlito to 1017. He's signing Pooh Shiesty.
Mm-hmm.
That you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's only gonna work for so many, and it's not gonna work for them.
Yeah, I think the old thing was it's just like a lot of the artists. I guess like the folklore on social media is that if you sign at 1017, you go either gonna go to jail or die. Like that's kind of what was put over people's head, and I feel like signing to something like that, there's so much to keep up. There's like you have to be rich all the time. You have to come off as rich or stunt.
I said it earlier, but the reason why he had to do what he had to do was because it's him. It's his face on it. Mm-hmm. We're Gucci Mane, the person for these kids, whatever they're getting into. Even Pooh Shiesty blaming Gucci Mane for not taking him out of them situations where he's a young kid with money. Of course, he's gonna be in some shit in Miami. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's what happened. But we're blaming Gucci Mane. We don't blame Empire. We don't blame Universal. You see what I'm saying? We don't put the blame on the executive at Universal the same way. The publicist, like somebody might say it on a Twitter post, right? Mm-hmm. But it's not going to those people, even with P. Diddy. Mm-hmm. I know the case. I can't remember the white dude's name that they say was his P. Diddy. You see what I'm saying? I can't remember that guy's name.
They say is P. Diddy? Clyde Davis.
Like, I brought P. Diddy under his wing and made P. Diddy go through the rituals to...
Clyde Davis. His name is...
Clyde Davis. See, I drawing a blank. I couldn't tell you who Clyde Davis is, but I know P. Diddy's case is going on. You see what I'm saying?
Those type of people would never have their name out in the public like this and being...
Where Gucci Mane does have his name right there, and everybody's blaming Gucci Mane as a collective. I don't think it's blaming Gucci Mane, but it is blaming Gucci Mane. Like, he did, there's a 1017 curse. You're blaming Gucci Mane. You see what I'm saying? You're saying he's sacrificing these kids. You see what I mean? That's not a good look. And when your prospects for the next 3 years looks like you're probably going to lose one of these artists, you know what I'm saying? At least one of them, go ahead and let the ship sail. If you're so wrapped up to Pooh Shiesty and Fujiano financially that you can't do that, that makes sense. If you feel like Fujiano and Pooh Shiesty have the opportunity to put 1017 back on the map when they do get released, because you got the money, you know the cases, you see what I'm saying? You feel like that's smart. Or if you can get Pooh Shiesty to drop an album off an iPhone in jail, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, because that's really probably biting into the budget he has to really cultivate all the other artists. It's probably whatever.
And you gotta say
lawyers, Pooh Shiesty, whatever that he's probably got to pay a lot to keep that.
Not even just Pooh Shiesty, like you have to think him. Mm-hmm. He got out not long ago. Like he just got out from a stint.
Oh, you talking about Gucci?
Has he been out longer than he was in?
Who, Gucci?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like he was in there maybe like, was he like 5 or 6 years? Maybe even less than that. I feel like he was like 5 years, maybe less. For sure, he's definitely been out longer.
but he was back and forth. This is the longest period he's been out.
Yeah, and I think it's just him.
His name been clean. He ain't been fighting in the mall. He ain't been getting in shootouts and stuff. This is the period that he been clean, living like a civilian. You see what I'm saying? A rich civilian, but this is the longest he been that way. You got to think how much that cost him financially, beating them cases, getting out, rebuilding his brand, getting out of jail, and then not getting out of jail on some frugal shit, getting out of jail on some Gucci shit. That shit wasn't cheap. You see what I mean? Then what you recoup from that, you instantly throw into all of these new artists to build a whole new 1017. That's a big deal. You see what I'm saying? It makes sense that he said, okay, clear the board. That new 1017 shit didn't catch. The old 1017 did. Pooh, Shiesty, and Fujiano could be on the old 1017.
Yeah, I see it.
Pooh, Shiesty and Slim Ducky could have done a song. That shit would have been crazy.
Yeah, when I think about it, I'm just like, there's so much. Like, even all these artists that he signed to the label, like, I don't know any of their advances or whatever. That one dude said he got 100K or whatever it might be. But I'm just looking at it like, that would be the worst thing ever, to be signed but not have no money for real. That's like probably the worst curse you could ever have, is because it's like a perception that you gotta, you know what I'm saying, be rich and like
a king. Like, you're signed. That has come out, and now you're working at Kroger. You see what I'm saying? Or you're doing construction.
Work at Kroger now. You probably can't work at Kroger once you get signed. You can work at Kroger, but it's just not a good look to be at Kroger if you're signed.
No, Kroger will fire you because the internet.
That's a bad image for them.
You would be an attraction. You would be a target. People heckling you. People wanting pictures. People just, is that you? They won't be able to conduct business. Their sales won't get attention because you're talking. You won't be able to work because you won't be able to put the cans on the shelf because somebody's trying to take pictures with you. You got to go, buddy. I'm sorry. It's cool. You're a great guy. You're great at putting the cans on the shelf, but you can't put cans on the shelf and talk to people. You see what I'm saying?
What would you, if you're one of the artists that because I don't know if it's completely true yet. The website still has everybody on it, but if you're one of these artists that got dropped, what would you do next? Like, in this situation, like, where do you go from here? Because in the video, we can watch it in a second, but he was saying, like, you're free to shop different labels or whatever it might be. What would you do? Would you just kind of try to stay independent, or would you run and jump, see who else can give you the next deal?
Yeah, it depends on the situation that I'm in. But think of it this way. It's like, what's a basketball team? It's like the Grizzlies. If the Grizzlies just said, we can't afford to have a basketball team no more, it just, y'all, we love the fans, we love the team, and, may have to, you know what I'm saying, never know what the future may hold, but at this time, we're going to release our players because we can't afford to pay them and be competitive. We can't keep it running. It just doesn't work out. The Grizzlies just disbanded, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's like asking somebody on the bench, what do they do from there? You see what I'm saying? You're wide open because he only cut the bench players.
Yeah, that's like you gotta hope somebody wants you at that point rather than like trying to shop. You gotta see what interest is there for you. Like, even Breslin, I don't know if he's a part of it or what, but
if I was specifically like Bresl's situation, I would honestly tap into the same kind of lane that he's been on. I would not really look towards, but like figure out what Certified Trapper and what Baby Tron and what them, you know what I'm saying, Milwaukee dudes and what Westbrook name? Kosher.
Mm-hmm.
What Kosher be, you see what I'm saying? Because Kosher career kind of went crazy. Like, you see what I'm saying? What's he on? Is he signed? Is he independent? what are people kind of similar artists? And I think it opens it up for a lot of people. The only ones I don't think it really opens it up for, which I hate to say it, but it's just like, I don't know. I think President is probably in the best situation out of everyone on the Gucci team on that 10-17 because he was the outlier. You see what I'm saying? So I really think that kind of put him in the, obviously from the outside looking in, it's not the, you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
For me, what kind of situation, it could have been the worst thing to happen to Bro. You see what I'm saying? Like, that could have been soul crushing for that. I'm sure it's soul crushing for that to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
that's that you was given to you, not really taken away, but it's like your honorary title. You got your deal is taken away. That's just crazy. I've never even heard of that.
Just
really
the simple of like having to return your chain. It's like,
yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying? You got like, you're a member of this team. Now you got to take your chain off.
Do you get paid back? I feel like you got to keep the 10-17 chain. I feel like everybody should keep a 10-17 chain. Then make sure they keep a chain, man. That's crazy.
All right,
because it happened. He was signed. He was 10-17, and it's not that he's not 10-17. Like, Gucci ain't got to claim him. He did what he did, and he is what he is. He 10-17. They 10-17. Whatever they are. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's like literally a kid's dream. Can't lie to you. To be 10-17,
it was for sure a bigger dream. I would say if we can go maybe 5 to 10 years ago, it was a lot bigger, but it's still big. Like to have that cosign. I'm gonna play the clip just so like I can have this audio for the clip. Let me see.
To their lawyers and whatever, and let them know that they're free to take their talents elsewhere. And I'm still looking for new talent to pair up with, you know what I'm saying, Pooh and Foo, and that's where I'm gonna put my focus. And I just wish them the best, and I just want to let everybody know that, because hey,
you hear that?
That's sound.
Yeah, like I don't think it's necessarily that he don't have the. I'm not gonna say he doesn't have the money. It's just I feel like, you know what I'm saying. Imagine you got 10 different investments. You know what I'm saying? Like you got one. You got Apple right here. You got AMD, Nvidia. Like Apple is the winner right now. So let's take everything how I got 10 other plays. Let me just consolidate them plays down and put everything in this one play, and it probably I can get a better return if I put, rather than just like maybe these people weren't all losers or like they're not losers as like lame or nothing, but like their P&L as far as their investment.
I know me. I can only watch one chart a day and take one play. I may want to watch all the charts that everybody's talking about, and I want to get in on every play that everybody's talking about.
It's
but
impossible.
I'm simply not going to be able to do it. I'm going to miss those plays. I'm not going to hit the marker on that chart if I'm watching this chart. You see what I'm saying? If I'm watching this chart to reference for this chart, that's something totally different. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. If this chart moves in sequence with this chart, or is moving right now with this chart, and I can take them both at the same time, or if this one has a movement that is something that is you see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But then I can add 2. You see what I'm saying? But if I get to adding 3 and 4, I'm not being real. I'm not putting enough effort into the other 2. And that's all he said. If you're not paying enough, like
and it's probably just like stuff behind the scenes that we're not aware of. Like you basically, somebody give you the opportunity, and it's up to you to kind of like do something. Capitalize on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, I mean, it's just the industry, and I feel like a lot of labels are laying people off. A lot of artists is not, you know what I'm saying, on these labels anymore. Just so much is going on right now. Like it's huge firings, layoffs across the board.
Coming in is looking different, right? Who are we seeing? The people who are hard on clips, the people whose sounds are trending. You know who you hear on more memes than anybody? Laser. Every other song is a Laser song on them You know what I'm saying?
I was
That
gonna
kind of
say his buzz has slightly. I would say his buzz has took a dip, probably like 20 to 30% based on like where it was. I guess maybe like 4 or 5 months ago, but I guess it's
bro,
kind of back.
bro. Other than other than Drake and Kendrick, dude ran this year.
Yeah,
Baby Kim. They ran laps around this year.
for sure for the underground, definitely. It was they for sure ran the underground, like upcoming underground scene.
Come on, I'm talking. And why?
Because
Because it's that
it's different.
in music. It's not, and they get the support. You see what I mean? They get the support. So they get the people the kids reaching out to them to do the 24 hours with this person, and they get because be real with you, I don't think people caring what like a normal rapper is doing. You know what I'm saying? Like you doing normal rapper shit. They want to see the house so old that he can't play his music in the track because the roof gonna fall in it. That's what they want to see because that's not what they see every day. That's not glamorized.
Exactly. Yeah. I, I just think the whole entire industry of music, hip hop is getting a revamp. Um, like going back to what we talk on the podcast about. Like I don't think the beef helped hip hop, in my opinion. It gave us like a moment, but I don't think it helped it going forward.
I don't think it did anything like anything with Drake ain't gonna do nothing for hip hop. Crazy people expecting something with Drake to do something for hip hop is I
Yeah,
don't know. It's like expecting something with like
this is
a
not a
whole
backwood
other
advertisement. This is not a backwood advertisement, y'all, at all. But
like the Harlem Globetrotters. I don't think they really changed the game of basketball. You see what I'm saying? All that whoop shabam shit they was doing is a whole different league. Drake is playing basketball, but he's in a different league. Like he's not gonna be. You see what I mean?
I just feel like if you take Drake down, it's like that's their Drake gave the labels their little investment money to give 10 other artists. You know what I'm saying? Like because Drake exists, now they can sign 10 artists and take a risk on them, and you know what I'm saying, potentially lose on them even because Drake is the cash cow. He can get you.
At this point, why would you take a risk on that artist when you could just get Drake to steal their sound and style? You could literally get Drake to steal their song, just bar for bar, word for word. Just have Drake do it.
It's something about having market share that they will create a product that they can delete at any time just to have that market share. You see what I'm saying? So like, yes, Drake makes it because Drake exists now. I'm trying to think of artists that you wouldn't even think would be investments that didn't work out, but because Drake exists now, Big Sean can exist. You know, because Drake exists now, Kid Cudi can exist because he's his budget, what he's making. Yes, he keeps the light on in the building, basically. So,
Okay.
so it's like we can cancel Drake, but like there's nobody to replace him. You don't have anybody to replace him.
No, because we don't have nobody's is a shape shifting, form stealing
Chameleon.
He's good at what he does though, because he's so good at it that you'll think it's original. Like
Exactly.
he's so good at he's Elvis. He's literally Elvis.
Yeah, man.
He's Elvis on steroids. Elvis was taking people's songs and it was still you can go back and find, you know what I'm saying? He took It Ain't Nothing But a Hound Dog. He did that. You know what I'm saying? He was doing covers. This nigga's gonna rename your shit and take the best verses off of your shit and just put it in his shit.
That's why I think Drake is worse because it's like he blends in. Like Elvis definitely doesn't blend in. You know he's stealing, but like Drake, he blends in so well. And
Covers, he was telling, well, he might not have told you, but you knew he was doing nigga music.
Yeah, he would go to Memphis. He'll go down to, I guess, like black old soul clubs in, I guess, Memphis and Nashville, Tennessee, Alabama, and just be amazed at these guys and be writing down. You know what I'm saying? Still the melodies, but
Right next to them.
yeah, they say the greats still. All the greats are great at stealing. Um,
I mean, Einstein, Edison, all the, you know what I mean? Anybody like, nothing is original for real.
You're putting Einstein in that. He probably stole something, but you're putting him in that. You putting him with Edison?
Oh no, I think I meant Edison when I said Einstein, but Einstein probably